Instead, we cannot see with our eyes. We cannot perceive with our hearts. God literally cannot communicate with us. That is a dangerous state to be in as a believer, because how then does the Lord reach you? How does he speak to you? Does this remind you of a group of people to mind today? In fact, a prominent set of people in Scripture. The disciples, when they were still with Jesus. When the Lord would share a parable, he would still have to explain it to them later. Even at the beginning, when they were with Jesus, their perception was also shut off, because the things of the kingdom that Jesus expected them to understand, they did not get it. I have also learned that a person doesn't necessarily have to have a hardened heart in all things. We can have hardened hearts in select things as believers. Think on this for a while. There are those people who believe the Lord for finance, but not for health. That's why sometimes it seems some Christians thrive in other things more than others. In fact, some truly believe that they can't have those things, and that is why they do not bother to believe for it or understand it. They have a hardened heart towards those things, and because of that, they never come to understand anything about that aspect of the faith, about that provision from God. That is spiritual perception being shut off. That is a heart being blinded, eyes that cannot see. Because if truly we received everything as we should, we would believe. But unbelief cuts us off from being able to receive. That is why today we have to be aware of these dangers, and more than being aware of them, we have to check ourselves and know where they are showing up in our lives. Do you find that you can't understand some parts of Scripture? Is your heart shut off towards some of God's promises? Those are some of the signs of a hardened heart. And together, I believe it is necessary as believers that we stand against it today. So I am inviting us to the altar of prayer right now, where we can take it all to God, where we can have him get rid of our hardened hearts, where we can ask him to help our unbelief and help us to believe. Let us pray together. Dear God, thank you for your mercy in my life, for your patience, and for the grace that keeps drawing me close, even when I have always been sensitive to you. Thank you for not giving up on me, even when doubt, sin, pride, and unbelief have slowly.
Yeah, you guys will need to hear that. I'll just pray on my own. Now, imagínense que si fueras un niño, en 8 minutos llevan 4 veces que entra y sale. Right, that's the last one. He's been doing that for hours. Well, probably a couple hours.